welcome to another edition of Kmc Sport right here on KMC TV. I'm Afolabi Kende Hassan, and on this edition of the show, we have our news from the tennis US Open going on right there in the US, New York, in Flushing Meadows. News from the international scenes as Lionel Messi equals and surpasses Pele's record for most international goal for a South American player. All this and more we'll be bringing you on this edition of the program. Stay with us. Now we'll start from Wanda Diamond League as Nigeria's Toby Amusan becomes the first Nigeria athlete ever to win a Diamond League trophy since the inception in 2010. Toby stormed to a new African record, actually, doing 12.42 seconds going past the field to win the women 100-meter hurdles right there at the Wanda Diamond League. She did this. She set the record for the third fastest record in the history of women hurdles right there. Congratulations to her. She's doing Nigeria. I'm very proud in that tournament, and she becomes third Nigerian to qualify for the Athletics World Cup coming up next year. And in tennis, teenagers are doing wonders in the US Open. The likes of Leila Fernandez and, of course, Emma Raducanu both are in the final of this year's US Open and will be taking on each other in the final of the edition. Leila Fernandez reaches the final of the US Open, beating Ariana Sabalenka, world number 2 Sabalenka, to reach the final of the event. Fernandez, who eliminated Naomi Osaka, Angelique Kerber, Elina Svitolina, and now she eliminated world number 2 Ariana Sabalenka for a place in the final. She becomes the second Canadian woman to reach the final of the US Open in the last 3 editions of the competition. Fernandez took the first set by 7-6 after a tiebreaker, while Sabalenka battled back to claim the following set. But of course, in the decisive set, it was the 19-year-old Canadian who won by 6-4 to reach the first Grand Slam of her career. In the final, she will be facing Emma Raducanu. Of course, Emma Raducanu is 18 years old and she is doing wonders right there at the US Open. She becomes the first qualifier to reach the final of a Grand Slam, actually, not only the US Open, of a Grand Slam in the history of tennis. She's 18 and she's doing wonders. She is yet to drop a single set right there in the US. World number 17, Maria Sakkari, to book her place in the final. Of course, she also defeated Olympic champion Belinda Bencic in the quarterfinal to reach the semi-final, and in the semi-final she defeated Maria Sakkari for a place in the final. From the first woman not to drop a single set on our road to reaching the final of a Grand Slam. Congratulations to her. We'll be having 2 teenagers in the final of this year's US Open for the first time since 1999, when Serena Williams was right there at the final. She won the final there, playing against our opponent in that year, that person of Martina Hingis, in the final of that championship. Serena Williams claimed that, and of course in this final it will be Fernandez against Raducanu. We look up to that. We're looking forward to that final. Of course, when the next ranking will be out, Raducanu will be the first ranked British female tennis player. Congratulations to her, 18-year-old, and of course Leila Fernandez, 19-year-old, both doing wonders right there at the US Open. In the men's event, Djokovic reaches the semi-final of the US Open by beating Matteo Berrettini. Of course, he now has 80 wins at the US Opens. Only Roger Federer with 82 wins, and of course Jimmy Connors, 98, have won more than the Serbian in the US Open. He enters his 12th US Open semi-final. He is yet to lose a single Grand Slam this year. A big one for Novak Djokovic. Is doing wonders. And in the semi-final, we have Djokovic, who will be playing against German Zverev. Of course, Zverev was the player that eliminated Djokovic in the Olympics. In the semi-final rounds, it was the one that eliminated Djokovic, and this time they will be facing off in the semi-final of the US Open. In the other semi-final of the men's event, you have second seeded Daniil Medvedev. He will be playing against Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime for a place in the final. 20 Grand Slam titles between those among those 4 in the semi-final. Of course, every one of them belonging to Novak Djokovic. His he's won 20 Grand Slam and he's looking for his 21st. While for the other three, they are looking for their first ever Grand Slam title. Later today, they will lock on and we'll see who will be able to make it to the final. On the football international since games played, CONMEBOL World Cup qualifier, Uruguay beat Ecuador by a long goal, Paraguay beat Venezuela by 2-1, Colombia beats Chile by 3-1. Chile are now in danger of not making it to the next World Cup in Qatar 2022. Of course, Chile failed to qualify for the last edition of the World Cup by losing out in the qualifying rounds, and that is not a good one for them. They are not doing well right now, and they are not in a good position of qualifying for the World Cup in next year in Qatar. Argentina beat Bolivia by 3-0. Lionel Messi becomes the all-time top scorer in the history of international game for South American player. He scored a hat-trick against Bolivia to overtake Pele. Pele has 77 goals. Of course, Lionel Messi scored his 77th, 78th, and his 79th goal to become the all-time scorer in the history of South American international football. Brazil beat Peru by 2-0. Neymar scoring in that one. He scored his 69th goal for Brazil. Now 8 goals away, from equaling Pele's record, and 10 goals away from equaling Lionel Messi. Of course, we will see how that goes. There are huge age difference between Messi and Neymar, and Neymar will be looking to get that record back to the side of Brazil before he call time on the career. When you look at the table of the qualifiers for South American countries, we have Brazil topping the log. They have 8 wins from 8. Argentina are in second with 18 points. Argentina have dropped points there, but they still have a game in hand. They will be playing against Brazil, the match that was postponed. But Uruguay are third on the log. Ecuador follows Colombia, Paraguay, and Peru in succession. And Chile, Bolivia, and Venezuela are right there in succession. That's how we have them on the qualifying tables. Now we'll take a short break. When we return, we move to club football and we discuss all you need to know and the games that will be coming up this weekend in Europe in the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and of course the French League, on where we have Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Also, we anticipate his second United debut against Newcastle United. The Japan Football Association has informed FIFA on Thursday that it plans to relinquish its right to host the FIFA Club World Cup this year, following discussions with World Football's governing body amid continuing coronavirus pandemic, as per Kyodo News reported. Chelsea, of course, will be participating in the tournament. Palmeiras, Al Ahly of Africa, Tigres, and Ulsan Hyundai will all be participating in the event. So we look forward to how that will hold, if it will be played in Asia or it will be moved to another country for the safety of the players and of course of the location they will be playing it. Barcelona will be allowed to host 40,000 spectators at the Camp Nou Stadium when they host Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League first match of the group stage following the relaxation of pandemic guidelines in Catalonia. Good one for Barcelona there. They will have the fans back and they will have them back in their match against Bayern Munich. Of course, the last time they played against Bayern Munich, it was a very, very disappointing one. They lost by 8-2, but now they will have their fans behind them right there at the Camp Nou Stadium, and they will be looking to get better results this time. The UEFA Champions League for the new season kick off on Tuesday next week, where the first matches of the group stages will be played. We look forward to the fixtures, the exciting fixtures that we have right there in the UEFA Champions League. Of course, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has admitted he has almost everyone available for the clash against Norwich City this weekend. Arsenal will be playing against Norwich City, who are yet to pick up a single point in the league this season. Same as Arsenal. Arsenal also yet to pick up a point in the league this season. But Arsenal will be without Granit Xhaka and of course Mohamed El Neni, who is currently on the sidelines. Xhaka is suspended, but we have news also that Emil Smith-Rowe is not feeling well for this one. They continue to assess him if he will be able to make this and play for Arsenal against Norwich City as they look for their first league win of the season. Of course, the worst league start to a season after 4 games. The record is currently held by Luton Town, who picked up 0 points and recorded minus 12 goals in the first 4 games of the league season. Arsenal and Norwich City currently have 0 points and minus 9 goals. Both will be looking to avoid this unwanted record when they face each other this weekend. Of course, another below par performance from either side could lead to them being on the bad side of history, actually. If Arsenal are able to beat Norwich City by 4 goals to nothing, Norwich will set the record for the worst start to the season. And of course, if Norwich beat Arsenal by 4 goals to nothing, then the record will be on the side of the Gunners. Hopefully, both sides will be able to avoid that. But trust me, I'm backing Arsenal to win their first point of the new Premier League season. Cristiano Ronaldo will be looking to make his Manchester United debut this weekend against Newcastle United. Of course, Ronaldo, in his first spell at Manchester United, scored just a single hat-trick in the Premier League, and that came against Newcastle United in a Premier League meeting back in January 2009. And Newcastle will be looking to avoid that when they play Manchester United this weekend. The first match of the Premier League weekend will come on Saturday when Crystal Palace host Tottenham Hotspur right there at the Selhurst Park. Arsenal in the afternoon will kick off at the Emirates Stadium against Norwich City. Brentford hosting Brighton. Leicester against Manchester City. The big one, as Brazilian FA has urged FIFA to inflict a 5-day punishment, that suspension on their players for the Premier League club not releasing them for their international games. The players who will be affected by this are 3 players from Liverpool. You have Alisson Becker, Fabinho and Firmino. 2 from Manchester City, Ederson and Gabriel Jesus, and 1 from Leeds United, Rafinha, 1 from Chelsea, Thiago Silva, and 1 from Manchester United, Fred. Fred will be missing Manchester United game this weekend against Newcastle, and will also be missing when Manchester United travel to Switzerland on Tuesday to face Young Boys in the first match of the UEFA Champions League season. Liverpool will be without their duo. Of course, they will be very, very affected. Their trio, I beg your pardon, they will be really missed in their match against Leeds United. Leicester City have, they've been very, very good recently against Manchester City, and Manchester City not having Ederson and Gabriel Jesus available still give Leicester a boost of getting the points right there at the King Power Stadium where Manchester City visit on Saturday. You also have Scott Carson could be 38-year-old Scott Carson could be the goalkeeper for Manchester City on that day, on Saturday, since Ederson will be missing. Of course, their US goalkeeper Stephenson is currently recovering from COVID. Manchester City will be without their 2 first-choice goalkeeper, and maybe Scott Carson will come in and as the goalkeeper against Leicester City. That gives the likes of Yami Vardy the advantage to do what they do best against Manchester City. The last time Manchester City played Leicester at the Etihad Stadium, he scored a hat-trick, and they'll be looking to get it will be looking to add more to the goals he has in the Premier League so far this season. Manchester United against Newcastle, that's also coming up. Southampton will be at the St. Mary's. They will be at the St. Mary's. They will host West Ham United, and Watford will be at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chelsea, the last game on Saturday, will be at home against Aston Villa, who will be without Emiliano Martinez and Emiliano Buendia, both to travel to South America. Argentina, one of the red list countries to represent their country, they will not be available this weekend when Chelsea play against their team. Leeds United against Liverpool and will be on Sunday, and of course the only match on Monday, that will be Everton against Burnley. That is it for the Premier League. Then we move to German Bundesliga. We have Bayern Leverkusen. They will be at home against Borussia Dortmund. Of course, that is the big one in the one of the big games in the Bundesliga this weekend. Freiburg will also be at home against Cologne. Wolfsburg will travel to Grotterford. Hoffenheim will be at home against Mainz. Union Berlin will be at home against Augsburg. And Bayern Munich, the Bavarian, the German Giants, will be traveling to the Red Bull Arena to face RB Leipzig that is in the evening in the Bundesliga. And on Sunday, Frankfurt, they will be at home against Stuttgart. Hertha Berlin travel to Bochum. Borussia Mönchengladbach will host Arminia Bielefeld, and that's the last match in the Bundesliga for this weekend. And we move to Spain. Levante will be at home against Rayo Vallecano. The clash between Sevilla and Alaves has been postponed, and that will not be staging this weekend. Of course, the same thing with Barcelona's clash with Sevilla right there at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium. That has also been postponed. Athletic Bilbao will play Mallorca. Espanyol will host defending champions Atletico Madrid. And of course, Osasuna on Sunday will play host to Valencia. Real Madrid will be playing against Celta Vigo. Real Sociedad will travel to Cadiz. And for Monday, Getafe will be at home against Elche. Real Betis travel to play Granada. That's the last match in the La Liga for the weekend. And in Italy, Empoli, newly promoted, Empoli face another newly promoted side, Venezia. And Napoli will be at home against Juventus. That is the biggest one in the Italian Serie A this weekend. Atalanta will also be playing against Fiorentina. Inter Milan travel to Sampdoria. Genoa travel to Cagliari. Spezia host Udinese. Those matches will be coming on Sunday. Torino against Salernitana. Of course, Salernitana, they recently signed Frank Ribery, and he'll be looking to make his debut this weekend when they play Torino. Milan will be at home against Lazio. That's one another exciting matchup right there at the in the Italian Serie A, and Roma will be at home against Sassuolo. On Monday, Bologna face Hellas Verona as the last match of the Serie A this weekend. Juventus are currently missing a lot. Juventus have just a point from all the games they've played this season. That was in the first match of the season. They played a 2-2 draw against Udinese, and they lost against newly promoted Empoli in the last match before the international break. But given the form of their players during the international break, they will be confident of getting back to winning ways when they take on Napoli this weekend. But it will not be an easy task. But if they can't do it this time, they will be looking forward to getting maximum points, and in the maybe if they play when they play in the Champions League in the midweek, or next weekend in the La Liga. In Spain and in France we have Lorient. This Friday night they will be playing against Lille. Defending champion Lille will be playing against Lorient there. PSG Paris Saint-Germain with Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi will be looking for his first start for PSG when they take on Clermont Foot on Saturday. Monaco will also be at home against Marseille. On Sunday, Montpellier will be at home against Saint-Etienne. Lens will travel to Bordeaux. Angers will be away against Brest. You also have other matches coming up there. You have Metz against Troyes. Rennes will be at home against Reims. Nantes against Nice. And Lyon, they will be at home against Strasbourg right there in the Ligue 1. And that will be all we have time for on the show today. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the program. We return another time. So until then, keep listening to KMC Sport. And this is KMC TV. Stay tuned.